Welcome back to another balance patch overview. It feels like we have these more often recently, which I guess is a good thing. So as usual, we'll be looking mainly at the balance changes, and a reminder that this is for 10x Shared Civ Bonus mod point of view. Let's jump in. There we go. So balance changes, general, those don't interest us that much, although there's some interesting thing to note. Town center's a bit better at defending, stronger gate, ramp was changed a bit. I do like the siege tower change. It is actually an interesting tech on, or unit I should say, on Amazon Tunnel. I think I've seen it used like twice with great effect though, because nobody expect the siege tower rush. Treadmill crane, cost reduction, also nice. Other than that, various small changes to some unit. Yeah, alright, let's get in the good stuff. The balance changes. So, Bohemian, Elite U-Site Wagon and normal wagon, secondary projectile damage reduced from 4 to 3. That doesn't actually change anything for 10x players. Well, it's a small nerf to its damage, but most of the unit damage come from its main projectile anyway, and since both versions are nerfed, there won't be anything. So small nerf, unit is still great. No worry about that there. Bulgarian, small change here, Krapos, you can research Elite Connect. That's a nice quality of life, why not? Usually as a Bulgarian you want one castle and the rest are Krapos, since they are cheaper and easier to mass. So you can at least research your tech there. Burgundian, Flemish militia cost reduction, so 5 gold I believe, right here, yes. And they lose a spearman armor class. So Flemish militia is not really used. It's gonna be interesting if it has proper teammate bonus to buff it. So it become a bit more interesting now. Probably won't see much use, but it is something. And losing the spearman armor class is less bonus damage taken, which is great for it. Celts now, Fur Celtica. Ah, yes, I remember that change. Trebs now are affected by Fur Celtica, so that's a 5 times, if I remember correctly, 5 times increase HP on the Treb. Treb is not used that often, because usually have better option, but when it's used, it's usually pretty good. Just some support unit to take down those buildings sometime, and it having more HP because it's an easy target to take down. So I think it will have 750 HP, if I remember, something along those lines. So that's pretty tanky Treb there, and the Celts Trebs are already pretty solid because they attack faster. Alright, now we're getting to the good stuff. Franks, it's pretty much a throwing axeman change all across the board. Bearded Axe increased from +1 to +2, so that'd be +20 for us 10x players. Throwing Axeman already had a great range of, I want to say 23, around there. Now it's going to be 33. That's very good, although I'll do say that usually there's diminishing return to the value of range, because the line of sight of a unit is capped at 20. So if you cannot see more than 20, you cannot attack there, right? But so I think after 25, like this is a sharp diminishing return there. That's from experience, really, but that's still very good. So if you have some unit pushing on the front line and you want to take down some buildings that are extra far, having 33 range will be great. Also, another great change, they were pretty slow at being trained, and now they're cutting a 4 second to both the normal and elite throwing axemen. That's great. And they're also easier to upgrade to elite. We take those, so the big buff for the Franks. The throwing axeman was already a pretty solid unit, and now there's 7 better. Nice. Guts, small change, +5 attack to boar was removed. It was a +50, so you 2-shot a boar pretty much in 10x. And now it's been removed, which is, I mean, I guess it's good that you won't kill your board by accident away from your TC. So there's that. Gujaras. Forage bonus increase from 125 to 175. So you get an extra 500 or so food. So 1,750 food on 2 bushes at the start. That's good. Although in 10x, Gujaras don't lack food at all. They have a great, unique castle tech for no food cost on unit, and the mill is great for them for the food generation. So that's not that big of a deal, but always nice. What else? Camel Scout. So I believe that this is not affected by 10x at all. This is just the basic Camel Scout is just improved in Feudal Age. Yes, train time reduced and everything. So could be nice. I don't think I've ever seen a Camel Scout rush in Feudal, but maybe if you want to be fancy. Next up, Hindustani. Shatagni. I believe that's the extra range, plus 20 range on End Cannoneer. It's a great tech. Underused sometime. Even normal End Cannoneer, when they have what will be like close to 30 range, 25, I don't know, a lot of range, they're a great support unit. So the cost is increased, which I can understand. It's a great tech, really powerful. So small nerf right here. Khmer. Ballista Elephant. So they're losing a bit of their heavy armor, heavy siege armor. So I believe that's against Mangonel, Oneger, and everything. But the main change is elite HP reduced from 290 to 280. So that's a 100 HP nerf. So I believe they go down to 500, 550, I believe, HP would that be? Don't quote me on that, but that's a significant nerf to their HP, but they will still have a decent amount. They are elephant after all. Next up, the Khitans. Mounted Trebuchet are now properly affected by team bonus affecting camel unit. I believe for this one, the only one I could think of was the Royal Heir, which made them take less damage from mounted unit. I believe is the only one I can think of that wasn't affecting them. There could be others, but now that's in, so that's fairly nice. Next up, Turtle Ship. So this one is not, I mean, there is some water map here and there. The developer did leave a note, so we have a bit of change to the projectile of the Turtle Ship. It was to make them reduce effectiveness versus galley line and increase against fire galley line. It shouldn't affect us much, especially since the turtle ship, if you just get elite as Korean, you're probably gonna win water. There's not that many better counter on water. You rarely see water fight though, but I won't say too much about that. Next up, Magyar. So Magyar SR and Elite. HP increase from 75 to 80, from 85 to 90. So that's a very small buff, since the difference from the normal version to the Elite version is the same. So that 75 to 85, 80 to 90 is a 10 HP difference. Same for the attack, just a 1 attack difference. The boost will still be the same, so they pretty much gain 5 HP, 1 attack. And the train time reduction is actually very nice. That's probably the nicest change out of all of those, because it is a free unit with their castle tech and be way easier to mass. So the Magyar SR is a great support unit. Since it's a free unit, try to mass it as much as possible and then spend your resources on something else or more castles. Persian Savar upgrade cost. Yeah, that's not too surprising. Savar is a great unit, great upgrade for everyone in the Persian team. So this being nerf is, I guess, a good thing for the base game. Savar are pretty good as well there. So not too surprising. Small nerf, 200 food. Shouldn't be too bad for the Persian economy. Next up, the polls. Full work, 8% to 10%, meaning it's 100%. So you pretty much destroy a farm right away with that. You get all of its food. There can be some caveat, maybe with some different civ bonus that add food. I'll have to check that, but polls are already extremely strong. They just get even stronger with that. They didn't need that buff, but hey, that's what it is. So even stronger now. Next up, the Portuguese. I'm so happy this one didn't make it in. For those that didn't know, the Portuguese were about to get a +1 range increase to their elite version. Well, it's actually the opposite. The normal version was losing 1 range, but for 10x, the elite version, all its upgrades are 10x, right? So the elite Organion would have gotten an extra 10 range, and that unit is already pretty busted, and its only weakness is that it's slow and doesn't have a lot of range. And now it will have gotten something like 16 range. That would have been crazy. That new unit is already pretty good, so I'm so glad this is not in. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Romans. Scorpion costs less gold. It's 10x, so it was already free of gold, right? So don't change anything for us. Mamluk, oh god, this is probably the worst nerf around here. And for dispatch, the elite Mamluk base HP reduced from 90 to 80, and the base HP of the normal Mamluk is 80. So it gains no HP on Asia. The Saracen do have extra HP to their camel from their civilization bonus, a fair amount, which is why the elite Mamluk had a fairly high amount of HP, something like 600 plus, with both the elite upgrade and the civ bonus, but now that's gone, so they'll remain with 280 HP, I want to say, ish, around there. So that's a massive nerf. They lose 350, 400 HP, something like that. So sad to see, but we don't make the rules. Shoo, small nerf. We went from 100% to 90%. Additional food from wood. Before, the lumber, the wood cutting was better than sheep, and I believe as fast as uns. But now, it is maybe slightly worse than unt and still better than sheep. Around there. That also depend on how far your lumber camp is and how efficient your lumberjack are. But it's still very good. War Chariot, cost reduction. They weren't used that much. Seen them a couple of times, so small nerf here. Sicilian, oh, there's a couple change here. Receive less damage. The Sicilian were already immune to bonus damage, which is a great technology, by the way, or great civ bonus. So that doesn't change anything. They're still immune. Sergeant, cost reduce. So 5 less food. That's good. Sergeant is a pretty solid infantry unique unit, and now they are just easier to mass, which is great. Dungeon can now research Elite Sergeant. Okay, so like the Crapos earlier, that's nice. Can now research Pikeman and Alberdier Grape. Yeah, nothing wrong here, that's a quality of life, nice to see. Next up, we have Spanish Conquistador. They cost change. Oh, they shifted the cost a bit. I guess it will make it slightly harder to mass conks, and Spanish is usually, with their trading and gold on tech research, they already have a fair amount of gold. So now that's gone. It's not too bad though. Away, probably the biggest buff, I'd say, this time around for the way. Every technology. So now they have, if you have a full tech tree of economic upgrade, I don't know what civ have that, but you have a potential of 150 villager, because it's 10 villager per tech researched. So I believe this added wheelbarrow, end card, Gilnet, if you're on a water map, of course, with the dock, and then guilds and caravans were added. So Wei were already at an insane eco, so this is great for them. Glad to see. Wu, slight nerf, 650 food to 550 food. Wu are pretty good, just drop a barrack at the start and you already have your food for a job or some more vil. So small nerf here, that's fine. They're still great. Gion Swordman, melee armor nerf, shotgun infantry earth. They were used sometime in 10x. It's a great unit. Castle Age, you have the regen, you have a solid unit, and you can do some RS. So small nerf to that. So I'm sure some people will be happy to see that. And that's it for the balance change. After that, like, I wanted to know the wild animals change. That's kind of funny. They added some stuff, and the one I know will cause some people to lose villager is a crocodile. I do play a lot of Amazon Tunnel, and I see villager that die to crocodiles from time to time if you're not careful. So this will be pretty. Yep, definitely a lot that will die to that. But that's pretty much it. That's all the balance changes. A lot of them, and I guess the poles get stronger, the way gets stronger, but overall, I think nothing will shake. I was really worried about the Portuguese change, but it didn't go through. So the meta and the civ that are strong will remain strong, and some other might shine a bit more. And that's what we like to see. Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.